Hey y'all, it's February the 15th, 2016, and I had to make this video. I had to bring this to y'all. But before I do, I want to mention that this video is nowhere near as important as the video that I just put out. So if you haven't already seen the video right before this, go ahead and see that. That's more important. That's more worth your time. But that being said, I had to make this video because the story that I'm bringing to y'all right now completely blew my mind. And I got a feeling it's gonna blow your mind too. Now let me start it like this. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about what Beyonce did at the Super Bowl. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. There's even a greater number of people who don't give a damn. I was leaning more towards that myself. All right. Um, but I wanted to bring this up because apparently what happened at the Super Bowl is Beyonce, she was all up on that black power too. All right. She was all on that white supremacy, that white privilege is bad type stuff. And here's the thing about it, Beyonce, you're a shade darker than me. All right. When the summer comes, you're gonna notice we're basically gonna be the same exact skin color. All right. Um, it was hilarious because it looked like a white woman leading a whole bunch of black ladies is what it looked like. And that white woman was talking about black power. All right. Her ass cheeks were out everywhere, like they always are. She has no respect for herself. Right? She has no respect for black people. I'm sorry if that's news to you. All right. But that's what she was talking about. Meanwhile, she could have been talking about more important and pressing matters involving the black community. All right. Number one, the black on black homicides that take place all over the nation. Chicago being a prime example of that. They're experiencing a record number of homicides this 2016. All right. If you want to talk about black power. But let's take it to Memphis. Now, I'm going to leave y'all a link to Colin Flaherty's covering of this epidemic. What looks like it's an epidemic of murders, black on black murders, or black on anyone murders for weaves, all right, and extensions. They're very valuable. You're not going to hear Beyonce talk about this. Chances are that's a weave in her hair, right? Even if it's not a weave in her hair, it looks like that. All right, she is not going to talk about this ever, right? Because it doesn't play into her Black Power narrative. All right, but I found this particular incident quite interesting. Apparently, in January, there was a man and a lady, and they were murdered, and this was over uh, weaves and extensions. Now, I want to start by saying this. It's apparent that black ladies consider themselves so ugly that not only will they fiend for other people's hair and spend hundreds of dollars for it, but they'll actually murder you for it because they think that they're so ugly. Now, me personally, I don't find black people's hair to be that ugly. I really don't. However, they think that they are so ugly that this is a must-have that they need to have it no matter what. It don't matter how many lives go down in the process. But this particular incident was shocking. It was mind-numbing, all right? Because the lady she murdered, her last name was Isaac apparently, and she had a getaway driver and accessory, and her name was Victoria C.A. So there was at least two people involved in that, all right? What she did was she tried to rob an E.J. Tate out of Memphis or in and around Memphis, Tennessee, and she also murdered Lena Thomas, which was his girlfriend, all right, in this robbery. All right. What blew my mind even more than the face value of what exactly happened was that this lady and her accessory are being charged with three murders. Count three murders. And you might wonder, well, she murdered E.J. Tate. She murdered Lena Thomas. That's two people. But she's being charged with three murders. Let me tell you why. Lena Thomas was pregnant with a baby. Right, and that baby was also murdered. And so she's being charged with three murders, which blows my freaking mind out of the water, right? Because how in the world could she be charged with three murders if one of the people was not born yet? If I'm not mistaken, if they're not born yet, that makes them inanimate objects. That makes them basically garbage in the womb. That means that they're not people until they escape the womb, right? And not even 50%, not even 75%. They have to be 100% out of the womb in order to be people. Before that, they're not nothing. What they are is a disease. What they are is an injury. They are absolutely not a baby, and this is why it's completely legal here to murder that, which is not even a person. It's a piece of garbage, apparently, in a womb. All right, that's obviously not my perspective, but that's how the law goes. That is the law here. So I have no idea how she would get charged with three murders. Remember, that baby in the womb's not a baby. Remember? Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nutballs? She's being charged with three murders. If I don't want to hear about that. All right. There's a weed murdering epidemic by black ladies who find themselves so ugly that they'll murder anybody and everybody. They'll murder their mothers to put fake hair or other people's hair on their head. All right. That in no way shows black power. All right. This is February the 15th, 2016. My mind's blown. I'm sure that your mind's blown. This is mind blowing. This is tribulation. It's the end of days. All right. All right. I'll holler at y'all later. Holler at you, Beyonce.